Hello everyone, my name is Coley, and welcome to another episode of The Green Room. Today I want to talk about something very important to me, which is productivity. It can be a pretty bloated topic, and I could honestly spend this whole bike ride talking about it, but everybody wants to do so many things, and to be a person who's more than what they are right now. I feel like we have these other versions of ourselves in our head, and that version of ourselves we kind of imagine as like what we're capable of and like the potential that we have. We see this ourselves that have, changed their weight, gotten healthy, got promoted. But all the success that we want to achieve can only come from being productive. And there's a lot of obstacles that come in the way of achieving your goals, internally or externally, like especially when you're in the thick of it, like the urge to quit or to just give up can be so strong. But I try and think of it as, it's okay to fail. I mean, it sucks, but it's okay to fail, but it's never okay to quit. But I can't give specific advice since everyone's goals are like different. I just wanted to describe my thoughts on how I stay productive and the process it takes to maintain my productivity. Because for some background knowledge here, I was about the laziest kid you could ever be growing up. I was a fat couch potato, and God knows how little I tried when it came to almost anything except video games and theater. And if anyone else has productivity tips that they want to share, if anybody's watching this video, share them in the comments. That'd be pretty cool. So here we go. First thing is something I've already explained in another video, which is knowing who you are. And a quick summary of that video is, if you understand how your brain works and how you can focus and do certain tasks, then you can morph whatever situation you're trying to accomplish so that there's less friction when you actually try and do it. An example, I noticed I really liked doing things when there's like a visual progress, like doing daily missions in a game or whatever, or streaks. So I kind of gamified my life by having a calendar hung up on my wall, and I tally off every day what I did. And at the end of the month, I can visually see how much I, went to the gym, worked on YouTube stuff, practiced writing or drawing or whatever my goals currently are. And this is at the core of staying productive. And I truly believe that this is the most important introspection that you could ever do. It's what's missing when we try and conquer a task and there's just an uphill battle that we're facing. You gotta know how it works for you to remove the friction. It's just so important. It's very eye-opening for me. But anyway, next is something I've been really picking up on lately, which is time management. It says me who uploads a video like every 4 months at this point. Time management could be a whole other subject for another video, but there's like two key things that I find important when it comes to time management. One is the time of day that you do the task, and then it's how long you do the task for. The time of day, it's completely up to you and the kind of task you're doing, A lot of the work that I do is usually better if I focus on it with little distractions. So, early in the morning or late at night, that's when I work the best. Which time of day I choose, it kind of depends on what I do in the middle of the day and the sleep schedule I'm trying to follow. Because imagine going to the gym and then trying to do work after going to the gym late at night. Like that can be pretty rough. But the reason why you want to think about this, and the bigger thing here, is that you want to give yourself enough time to do some deep work. See, I think multitasking is one of the worst things you can ever do for effectively completing tasks, especially to the best of our abilities. You need a good segmented block of time to give all your attention to one thing. And our brains shift gears, but our brains are really good at shifting gears when we go one gear at a time. But if we keep shifting back and forth over and over, we get distracted or we don't get to lock in, and then we end up doing nothing of value. And something about productivity is that, at least for me, I want to be productive to get meaningful results, not just to get something done and over with. Why sink in the time if the outcome isn't even going to be gratifying? Cal Newport's Deep Work. It's a book. It's actually one of the many books the internet loves to glaze, but I think it's true. This book highlights deep work really well, and I've sort of proved it for myself that if you spend a really good long chunk of time, then you can get into the zone, get the ball rolling, and then keep the ball rolling. But how long should you focus for? It's a good question. And it's entirely up to you. I feel like the bare minimum is like an hour in my opinion. I find 2 to 4 hours is the best. And any more time than that, it kind of just makes me fatigued. And you're probably, you could be like, wow, that sounds like a lot of time. Like, what the heck? But I got some anecdotes to this problem. And it might not make it easier, but it'll at least make it more enjoyable. So the first thing is Pomodoro. It's usually used for studying, but you can really do it for anything. You get a timer, you set that bitch to like an hour, then you work the entire hour, even if it's just sitting in front of the thing you need to do. Just as long as you're spending that hour engaged with what you need to do, you're good. Then after the hour, you take the timer, crank it to like 10 minutes for your break, whatever you want your break period to be. Then after break, set the timer for an hour again, repeat until you're done, or you got to do something else. And there's like actual techniques to this where you use specific timer durations for maximum brain energy or whatever. It sounded complicated. I never did it. I just used it progressively. Like I started with 50-minute work sessions and then 10-minute breaks. So that's like an hour in total. And then I bumped it up to hour work sessions, 10-minute breaks. And then when I noticed the hour was over, I was like, damn, I was like right in the middle of something here. And when I get that feeling, I know it might be time to increase the timer, if possible. The timer just keeps track of things for you. So you shouldn't always be looking at the clock like you're in class. And when you hear, I wonder how many people just got PTSD from me putting the Apple alarm in the video. Anyway, when you hear the alarm, that's when you know you're done. This also makes it feel like a video game or like an endurance challenge, kinda. I am a stubborn, competitive clod. So when I see that the timer still has 30 minutes, I'm like, I'll show this timer. I won't let you destroy my work. Another thing is like your environment. So like work with another person, but don't distract each other. It's like using mob mentality to your advantage. Working on something, just like sitting next to someone in silence, it can put you in a good environment that welcomes you doing the work you need to do. And if you don't have friends, no, I'm just joking. But I mean, if you don't want to do that, or you don't have anyone at the moment to work alongside with or whatever, there's videos and live streams that exist where it's just people working. I love study with me streams. It can really feel like you're just doing work with another person. It's great. And they usually have like a timer too. So then you could do the Pomodoro stuff I was talking about before, and it's just smooth sailing. And then the last anecdote is just get rid of distractions. I feel like every small YouTuber trying to grab views has made countless videos about this stupid generic ass topic. But we all, that came up way more aggressive than I wanted it to be. But we all know what we need to do. Come on, put down the phone, shove it in a drawer on like the opposite side of your house and just keep it there. Or get rid of like whatever, you know, like it's more than just your phone. Like make it so that the only thing you can possibly do to escape cravings or boredom or whatever, make it just the thing you want to do. Your environment impacts you so much more than you think. And it's easier said than done, but it's true. And for anything I talked about in this video, you know, it's not a piece of cake, but it's not insanely hard. You just need to develop the tolerance to make what you want a part of your normal routine. And there's going to be this part of you that wrestles with you, your fears, your anxieties, your own situations you struggle with. You might say like, is this really going to be worth it? Is this really how I should spend my precious moments in life? Why do I just always feel like I'm stuck? And I get these questions in my head all the time. And the answer to these questions is that I have no freaking idea until I usually finish what I started. And so far the answer has usually been, yeah, it's pretty worth it. But I do know for certain that life is worth living. And the only place in the universe where we currently can live is here. So you might as well just say, fuck it, we ball, and give it a shot and go to the end. I know that one day, through all that I've experienced, I'll truly be alive. And I'm not just going to be living day to day. I hope an older version of myself is listening back to this and will have found some of these answers or have dug closer to them. But I believe at least trying and fighting the chain that can just keep us locked down into stagnation and depression. That fight, I believe it's worth it. So I hope anybody listening to this is feeling like an urge to change, or if you're already feeling the urge to change, you should try and go for whatever you want to accomplish and get started. So, you know, so we can accomplish our goals and our dreams. And it sounds so corny, but it's true. I'll see you guys later.